Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Vipers from Vipers TCG and I hope you're having a good day. And as you can probably tell by the title of this video and the tonality of my voice, it's going to be a bit of a different video than normal. This is sort of an open letter review to Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh! Not just relating to Master Duel but the card game, the physical card game as well. And that is, I am concerned of the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a trading card game as a whole. One of my friends has recently got into Magic and I've got further into it because of him, henceforth why there's been starting to be Magic videos, reviews on the bundles that they're doing. And doing all this, it's made me sit there and look at what I've had for years and go, wow, nothing has changed. It's the same old, same old. You boot up Master Duel, you go to the Duel screen, you're greeted with the same screen you've had for years. Sorry, I beg to differ, they had a team battle a while ago, but that's still the same thing. It's just one-on-one dueling, it's not a tag team duel. And by the occasional events they do, that only lasts 2 to 3 days, nothing has changed. Master Duel came out in the early 2020s. And all they've done since then is add card packs, which is, they need to do to keep the game alive. The occasional event, as I say, which only lasts 2 to 3 days at a time. And that's pretty much it. There's been no tournament systems, there's been no classics, there's been no tag duels, which for a while was a big part of Yu-Gi-Oh! They had 5 dedicated games for it. But we don't see that anymore, and for me it's a worrying sign. They've recently come out saying that they're going to start doing borderless card arts for the physical card game, which is great, and I love that. Magic and Pokemon have had that for probably easily over a decade at this point, and I don't think that's going to be enough. You want to start talking about keeping people playing, about getting new players in. I was on Whatnot the other day, in Zazaland MTG. He's a Whatnot streamer, he owns a local game store as well, and I opened up some Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs on his little stream there, and he literally looked at an XYZ monster, and even he was like, what the heck is this? There was that much text on it. To a non-Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, he was like, that's a joke. Where if you look at Magic cards, they have they'll have an ability, right? And it will be like indestructible. And everyone knows what that means. It doesn't say this card cannot be destroyed by XYZ, blah blah blah, or it will explain what it does, but it won't take up the entire card text box. Yu-Gi-Oh! For all intents and purposes now is so overcomplicated. The fear of needing an English degree to play a trading card game, it is quite real at this moment in time. It is. For me, Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh! have put themselves in a difficult position with the amount of one-card starters, the fact that if I don't FTK my opponent or OTK my opponent, I'm very likely to lose. If I'm not running 20 counters in my deck, I'm going to lose. So much of the game now is being dictated by what you have to run and what you should be running, and that's part of the reason why that last series I did, hey, the rules got changed but halfway through, because as much as it might be enjoyable to see me lose time and time and time again, it's not that enjoyable to record, because I'm going in, I'm full of hope, and then I get absolutely dunked on. I go into the next game and it's the same thing, and the next game and it's the same thing, and it's always the same 2 to 3 decks, and it doesn't matter what division you're in. I always try to start in rookie, because I always feel like that's the best starting point for a series. And I'll play a couple games, and I'll play like Malice, Ryzeal, Snake Eyes. I'll play all these meta decks, full meta decks, not just like half in, half out. No, it's the full deck. And it's like, I'm in rookie 2. Why is this happening? And the thing is, you can't go from rookie to silver to gold to diamond to plat. You can't do any of that. You go bronze, 5 4 3 2 1, silver 5 4 3 2 1, gold 5 4 3 2 1, and you have to climb them ranks, which partly I don't have an issue with. It's how a lot of games work, but it does mean that everyone in Running Ryziel who starts in Rookie at the same time as me will also be in Bronze at the same time as me, and then Silver. So I'm facing the same decks, whereas I could potentially go into, I don't know, the duel rooms, see if any of them I can jump in, a casual match, wait for a tournament to come out, see if it fits anything that I want to do, but it doesn't. And I tried to get one of my friends a couple of years ago into Master Duel, back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Someone I used to play the physical card game with over a decade ago at this point, probably close to 2. Jeez. And he played this game, and he built a deck similar to what you used to have 10-15 years ago at that time, and he tried playing it, and ironically at the time let's see if it'll jump, was using Dragon Maid. I was using the Dragon Maid archetype because that's what I'd seen, and I was getting bodies on the board, and I was just summoning and summoning and summoning, and he was just sat there like, what's going on? Like, whoa, you've summoned multiple monsters. I'm like, yeah. He T-set and passed. That was it. Because that's all he was used to doing. And do I feel bad? Yeah, because that was a potential way to get him back into the card game, back into the series, and he played it for all of 5 minutes, 2 duels against me, and then uninstalled the game. I tried to get other people into it. I even tried the 2-player starter deck thing they brought out, but the game itself is in a position now where it's very hard to introduce someone to it. If I go back to Magic, which I'm getting more into nowadays, it's very simplistic. Everything you need to know is on the card. It's explained. Nothing is overly complicated. There's no mashing of monsters. There's no synchroing. There's no I need to count stars here and I need to make sure I'm running several negates, because that's archetyped under blue mana. Blue has a lot of counter spells, a lot of counters. When it comes to Pokemon, yes, there's still going to be metas in Magic and Pokemon, but even when it comes to Pokemon, they have all the cards in a pack printed in every rarity, so they're never short printed. So you could go to a competition and pay £50 for your deck, and your opponent can have the exact same deck but pay £200-300 because they wanted all the foil versions. Konami doesn't do that with Yu-Gi-Oh! If you look at Dragon Master Magia, when that came out, because I get it's a quarter century rare, it's a bad example, that was £500 because that was the only rarity of it. You look at Bonfire, because it was so needed, that was £70 a card, and it was a 3 of in your deck, that's £200. Mulch armies, they were only printed in 1 rarity, they were crazy expensive. All these negatives are only getting worse as time goes on, and it's making it very hard to sit down, record, think of a new series, think of something that is obtainable, is doable, something that I'm happy to grind off stream to try and get a few extra wins. So it's not going to be a case of I'm stuck in bronze. Like, one episode I might be bronze, and the next episode you come back and I'm like silver 5, and it's like, yeah, I've been having so much fun, guys, with this deck off stream, off recordings. I've absolutely blasted the past few ranks. Here's what's happened in the meantime. I don't have that, and I'm not going to lie, this is the first time I booted Yu-Gi-Oh up, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, in about 2, maybe 3 months, and it was just to make this video. Once I'm done with it, I'm probably coming off it, because nothing is getting added to this game. I think it's been about 5 years this game's been out now, and nothing has changed. It feels just like a way for Konami, for Yu-Gi-Oh to generate sales for them, with the likes of the bundles, the this, that and the other. And it really upsets me, because Master Duel is one of the greatest free-to-play models for any kind of game, gacha, first-person shooters, strategies, whatever it is. This game is very easily playable, completely free. I don't need to sit here and sink money into this week in, week out. As you can see, the account sat here on 3,963 gems, and it's been that way for a while. But if I want to buy a bundle, I mean, fair dues, this one's discounted, it's 1,600, but it's always the same. It's 10 packs, it's card art, it's a mate base. Coins are new, sleeves, a desk, like a background thing. It just feels there's been a lot more effort put into the cosmetic side of this than there has anything else. I mean, if you just go over to, would it be under special? Yeah, even the collaboration with Pez. Yeah, if we look at this now, what are you really getting? You're getting a special rescue rabbit, you're getting a desktop, like a background thing, and you're getting a Neymar card skin. Why do I feel like the people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Aren't that bothered about playing on a football pitch? Oh, but it's okay, you're only technically paying 300 because you get 10 master packs with it. Sorry, Birth of a Challenger selection packs. Back when they were doing stuff like this for 700, where you got a card that was needed and you got 10 master packs, that was a really good time. You got your Ash Blossoms, Lightning Storm, Imperms, Effect Veiler, Ghost Mourner, Triple Tactics, Nibiru, Ghost Ogre. Everything in here was needed, and everyone had access to a copy. Now, they're selling fields and 10 packs for 1300s. You've got a whole ore crust section here, where you're guaranteed to get one UR. Wow, one UR out of 10 packs. You're getting, what is that? Is that the binder? An ore crust mate, a coin, a main menu theme, a duelist card case, a deluxe card protector, an icon. This, no one's that involved in the game that this is what they really want. No one's going to be sitting there going, oh yeah, 1600, wow, yeah, this is exactly what I need. I'm worried for the future of this company, and by extension any channels that do content around this. I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! When Master Duel came back out again. That's when I got back into this game. And I only follow a handful of creators. And a lot of those creators are now off doing other things. Because I think they can see it, the writings on the wall. When Lorcana came out, Yu-Gi-Oh! Lost a lot of players to Lorcana. And I can imagine Magic and Pokemon was the same, but the likelihood is they went back. They wanted to see what this was all about. And when actually I still like what I've got. Nowadays it's hard. It's hard to think, what am I sticking around for? The most expensive card game out there, by far. Like, even the competitive prize pooling for the professional players isn't that good. It's a joke. When compared to other ones that are offering cash prizes, where like, yeah, hey, cool, here's a special card. It's like, alright, yeah, cool, thanks. Beat thousands of players, and all you give me is a piece of shiny cardboard that no one else has. That's not an incentive to play. And with the state the game's in currently, there isn't an incentive to play. The only exciting thing they've done is this. Oh, we got a new pack out, let's get a free pack, sure. And it opens up, and 9 times out of 10 there's nothing in there, which is cool, you know. It is what it is, but Konami have a serious issue in their hands, and if they don't deal with it soon, then Yu-Gi-Oh! May not be here for the 30th anniversary, which is round the corner, because, you know, they spent that long on the 25th anniversary. It is what it is. I just think Konami needs to look at the game as a whole and actually put resource into it. Look at the trading card game as a whole. Look at how they're printing cards. Look at what other trading card games are doing, what they're doing well, and see what they can incorporate. Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment is so far behind. Even new ones that are coming out, pre-existing IPs for TCGs. Konami just are on the road. They tried Speed Duel. It wasn't a success. It was just Duel Links in real life as far as I could see. It was gimmicky, and I couldn't see it taken off, and it didn't. But there needs to be more from them. I want them to be taking those risks, because if they don't, then they may only have a few more good years. As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be hard to still do things on this game with this IP as a whole when nothing's being added and nothing is being done. We're just being left here at this point. They need to take a look around, take risks. I would even take at this moment in time collaborations like they're doing, but fully go in for it. Like, imagine Yu-Gi-Oh! X Warhammer and there was an entire archetype around the Warhammer series. That'd be sick. They need to do something to stay alive at this point, to make sure that they will be here in another 25 years time. I know that's quite unrealistic for them to be around for 50 years, but they drove the game to the point where it's nigh unplayable. Every deck must have hand traps. Every deck must stop your opponent from playing. Every deck must summon half your deck and get out 6 boss monsters on turn 1, and then be able to play on your opponent's turn. That's where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is at the moment. That's not sustainable. People are going to start leaving. People are going to find it harder and harder to want to sit here and do this, let alone the fact there hasn't been an anime released properly in a long time. And that's where a lot of people came from. I saw the cartoon on the TV when I was a kid, the Duel Masters era, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. And then I found out I could own the cards, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I want Yugi's deck, I want Kaiba's deck, I want everyone's deck, and I did. Every deck that came out, I bought it. And when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! I did the same thing. Every structure deck that came out. And then I sat there and I looked at it, because I'm in the, as you'll see from the shorts, I'm here to collect the physical cards. I'm not necessarily going to my local game stores. I like them. I think they look cool. For playing, I go here, I go to Master Duel. But that's stale. I mean, I know going up against my locals will be the same thing, but I feel like going to my local game store, I will have more variety in the people I play when it's not a tournament night. Or even possibly people might be playing something random that they think they've cooked up and might be working. You don't have that on Master Duel. And I feel like Master Duel is where a lot of Konami's money's coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment, because of the whole wild situation. The gems aren't priced badly. As you can see, I've even bought my Welkin gem pack. 2,000 gems, $14.99. That will get you most. But if we just go and look here, to get pretty much that or crust bundle, I would need to spend 30 quid. Or spend $17.99 and then like a further $8.99. I need to spend £20-30 to get it. Or play the game. But people are coming on, going to their missions, doing their dailies, logging off. Which on the one hand is great because it shows that people are still playing the game, but it's not a realistic representation of actual players. And I think doing stuff like the Discovery, that was great. Step by step on what you should be doing. Love that. But no one's sticking around. No one's sat here playing it. You will get the other people, but the majority of the people are leaving this game. The majority of people are leaving the TCG to go to others that are more fun, more enjoyable. Either Konami needs to do something with the cards they're banning. I mean, if you want to take Pot of Greed for example, why is Pot of Greed still banned? It draws 2 cards. Okay? Max C can draw as many as you want, as long as your opponent special summons. Any of the Mulch armies do nigh on the same draw cards. There are so many ways in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! To draw cards upon cards. Why is having one draw 2 card a bad thing? I know they won't be, but Konami, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Team, if you're listening, I don't want this to die. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! As an IP. I love what it does. I love the fact you're bringing up the Chronicle series on YouTube as something to watch. But I want an anime. I want something like that again back. I want the cartoon, something to watch weekly, something to get me excited for a new set, something to go along and I'd like, oh, that's so and so's card, and oh, that was really sick in there when they did this. There isn't that anymore. the collaborations you're doing, and in the nicest way possible, are pathetic. You're bringing out shoes, and the only way you could tell it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Is if you weren't wearing them. How is that a collaboration deal? It had a red eyes on like where your foot goes, and underneath it had Yu-Gi-Oh! On the sole of the shoe, where no one's gonna see it. There are better fan designs out there than what you physically did. And this Pez one, people who play in, or whatever it is, the football collaboration you've got now, the football fans aren't really going to care. And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players aren't going to care about having a Neymar card sleeve. There will be some, there will always be some. The majority won't. If you're going to do collaborations, you need to do them bigger and better. Get them either more involved. Like, you could have gone in and reskinned the UA archetype. That would have been sick. Like, imagine getting more than just Neymar and then reskinning all the UA players and having them to be soccer players. That would have been sick. Even if you do it with American football, because I feel like they're more American football themed. Or FA. Go to different like sports personalities, different sports teams. You know, you've got Drag Racer. Surely that could be like Ferrari with Lewis Hamilton, or Red Bull with Max Verstappen. There are so many big names out there that you could do this for and make an entire archetype around it, or change your pre-existing archetype. If you want to look at inspiration, look at Secret Lair for Magic the Gathering. They're reprints. They're just reprints of other cards with different card art on them, and they always sell because it's exclusive. That should be something you're doing. I'm not saying necessarily release a Secret Lair at the prices they release them, but do the collaborations properly. Give us more. Since day one, people have been screaming for a Time Wizard format on Master Duel. Have we got it? No. You have to have a gentleman's agreement with your friends and go into a duel room and do it. You can't physically select that. It's not an option. Everyone wants the NR rarity back constantly because it was such a good format, because it's so different. Yet we don't have that. Konami, Yu-Gi-Oh! Team, if you are listening, this video is negative, because that's how I feel currently about the state of the game. And I don't want to. I know this game can be great. I was there when it was great, during the height. I remember what it was like. I still love opening packs, and that's not going to change. I opened up one on Zazzle on stream the other day, and I'm pretty sure I got a £25 Yummy card. I was buzzing. It's £25, it's not a lot, but I was buzzing with it. That chase is never going to stop. I just want you guys to do better. That is all. And I apologise everyone watching, this has been a bit of a downer video. It's not what you're accustomed to on this channel, and I apologise for that. But here's to hoping the next video that comes out will be cheerier. It will be better. I'm hoping soon to do a review of the tin this year, because outside packs, that's the only product Yu-Gi-Oh! Offer, pretty much. And I'm not doing one on Structured X, because every YouTuber does that. And at least for the tin, I want to give my own opinion on the price points, what's included, how they do it. So that'll be coming up probably in the coming weeks. I might do it just before Christmas, before the Christmas period. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching, and once again I apologise, it has been such a down video. Thank you so much for watching.